Afternoon to everyone. My name is Harshit Jafar, and today I'm going to be speaking on a topic that I feel deeply important in all of our lives, and that's reality in India. When I say reality in India, I mean the way the Indians, us the citizens of our country, look upon the world. Let me give you a short summary of this. It's hard. Yeah, reality is hard anywhere you go, but the main focus they think, because it's hard, is they feel that if you succeed in education, then you've succeeded in life. No other way, there is no other way for them to succeed in life. But that's not always the case. Now, do not get me wrong. I'm not saying that education isn't important. It's one of the most crucial things for every human being, and it is actually the most crucial thing. But our education system goes a bit off when it comes to developing our creativity. Now, let's take an example of a person who excels at sports. I do not want our country to be a carbon copy of another one, but if you take schools from US, the UK, they have this system on a sports scholarship. Now, this system basically allows them to work side by side, primarily focusing on their sports, because they just have to get above distinction to get into a good university. Someone who excels in sport in our country, let's just say that they would have definitely heard this from their elders, relatives, or teachers, or parents. Like, look, son or daughter, I think it's time that you look towards your future. And I don't mean about sports, I think it's time you start studying. People who excel at such a thing that's beyond education, at such a moment, like of our ages, they have to stop because of the amount of pressures education brings upon them. So this only doesn't work just on sports. Anything you do that is beyond education, and if you excel at it, well, it goes the same way as sports. Now, I will give you another real-life example. There's a student in Pennsylvania. He's 16 years old. Now, he's an esports professional, and he won $3 million, and that's 21 crores. $3 million in a tournament. Now, there are so many kids who I know, who some of you may know, who are esports, who are great at esports actually, but their parents, are afraid that they might fail, so they do not let them take that forward. But people say failure is the first stepping stone to success, so why prevent it? Something that should happen. It's learning stage. So, I think from whatever I've said right now, we can change the mindset of our country. But I have a question for you before that, and let's all be honest. How many of you are being stripped away from your dreams? Like, how many of you want to be a musician or something beyond education? And how many of you are not able to do it because, you have those obstacles? But let me tell you something. Don't let anything stop you. You have that will, then you can push on. You can be great at it. Because once you've reached that stage where you can prove this system wrong, you have the world at your fingertips. And there are going to be doubters, haters are going to hate, but you're always going to have the people who love you. They'll always be at your side. If you want to be a businessman, a doctor, an engineer, then go for it. If that's something you have the passion for, then go for it. People at my age, at you guys, the judges sitting in front of me, all of you, must explore and find what your passion is and your talent and work upon that. You should never stop until you found what you love. Well, another tip, never look back because you're going to regret it. And but when you move forward, you're in for one heck of a ride that's filled with sorrows, hardships, but in the end, the dream you always wanted to achieve. So, let's change the reality in India together. Thank you so much.
Thank you.